All right, back here at Planet Fitness, this time trying out total body enhancement. This is really different. Supposedly I don't need, let's see if I can turn this fan off. Oh well, whatever. We'll see how the sound quality is afterwards. Supposedly I don't need sunglasses for this, but it is super bright in here. Okay, going back over the last just 24 hours basically, because up to that point I'm caught up on videos, which is super cool. When I left Planet Fitness yesterday, I went to Aspen, Colorado. It was supposed to be a 3-hour drive. It turned out to be more of a 6-hour drive because it got stormy. There was a winter storm warning, I assume, based on the conditions. Started off with just a few snowflakes. I was like, okay, this is, this makes for good cinema. And then eventually the thing that was implied by those few snowflakes actually happened, and I was driving through an intense snowstorm, whiteout conditions in the mountains, and it wasn't fun. I was so exhausted well before I got to Aspen. I was shaky. I was just from the pressure of driving in those conditions in a vehicle that's not really made for it. It was very, very intense. It was like so mentally and emotionally draining. And I was fighting sleep for the last couple of hours, just like, but there was really no good spot to stop, because I didn't know how much accumulation there would be in the mountains if I pulled off on, a shoulder or a rest stop and wouldn't be able to get back out in the morning. It's like, it better just get there. So I finally got there around 1 a.m. I had no idea if I was allowed to park on the street. It turns out I wasn't, but I didn't get ticketed. So I parked overnight in a spot that was not intended for overnight parking. And then I started getting woken up before 5:30 by the sounds of, I got woke up throughout the night. But I got woken up at 5:30 by a text, which is super annoying. A stupid business, spam, not really a scam necessarily, but definitely spam. Got woken up by multiple texts from 5:30 onward. Finally I got up at 7:30, and I found that it's hot in here. I found that there was nobody there at the location to receive the chairs. It was a building that was still being renovated, and there was no clear sign of when anyone would be there, and I couldn't get in touch with the person who actually had the delivery contact information because it was arranged through a third party. So I ended up, I was gonna just go for a walk, hope that some, guys would show up later to work on the building or something. I ran into somebody who was shoveling snow, and I ended up asking him, and at first he just suggested leaving everything, outside the building or something. I said, I'm not gonna leave, these 8 chairs in the snow outside the building. I'll go for a walk. Well, I ran into him again shortly after starting the walk, as I was actually filming to get some footage for my channel. And he said, you know what? I know somebody, who has a connection with this place, works at this coffee shop somewhere in town. I can't remember the name of it, but it's next to a bank. And anyways, I kind of figured out, he really kind of directed me to where it was. Generally, I went there, I looked for a coffee shop near a bank. I found one. I went in and I asked, and it was a super fancy coffee shop. So I have to say, the reception I got there was just really nice. I was kind of expecting, like, wow, this is a hoity-toity place. I feel so out of place here. But the person not only knew who the owner was of the new place, because that person also owned that coffee shop, but she texted the owner. She got me a complimentary cup of coffee, and was just super pleasant. So that was really lovely. And I have to put in a good word for that coffee shop, and those people and the person who owns it, because I expected that the prices were going to be like outrageous based on just how posh of a setting it was and an image it was, but really the prices were completely in line with what you'd expect to pay at any kind of chain coffee shop. So, and then also I felt like the fact that the employee gave me a complimentary cup of coffee says good things beyond just her being nice. I think that's one of the marks of a well-run business and a business owner who is doing a good job, is that their employees feel some autonomy to make small decisions like that. So that was really cool. Ended up walking around Aspen a little bit more. Very cool town. I've been there in the summer. This is my first time being there in the winter. Very cool town. I really enjoyed walking around. Then I ended up going just a little bit early to the appointment to see if anyone was there ready to receive the chairs. There was 3 guys working in there. All of them were Hispanic. Started speaking to them in Spanish, but they spoke English just fine, so it wasn't really necessary. And they ended up starting to help me get the chairs out of the van and into the shop. And then the manager showed up, and I showed him. He actually helped as well. Really nice people all around, and all that went well. Then I drove what was going to be a 6-hour drive to Salt Lake City. Turned out to be more like an 8-hour drive. Again, hit a whole bunch of weather on the way. I guess I should talk a little bit more about random stuff, because I probably want to get in some of that good footage into this video. So I have mixed feelings when that kind of thing happens. It's like I actually really I'm over the point in my life where changing scenery and exciting, unusual things happening really keeps my attention while I'm driving. So it used to be, if there was a snowstorm or I'm going through mountains or a combination of the two, it keep me awake and alert, and I'd be really excited to see all of that. And now it's just like another thing to get through. Although I did enjoy filming it, always do enjoy the idea of putting some of that footage out there, and having that as part of my videos. So anyways, I got to Salt Lake City, got in touch with my customers to receive the table. That all went smoothly. There's really not a whole lot to add there. I do want to say that the shipper, or the person who sent the 8 chairs, she sent me a $100 tip. And I did not even go into detail about how kind of exciting the experience was of trying to track down the owner. There I have a whole little video, 3-minute video about it. It's pretty fun. I actually ended up having a good time doing that, doing some detective work. But she got that, it wasn't quite as straightforward as it really should have been, in quotations. And so she sent me a $100 tip, and that's just really super nice. Just really lovely. And then the person who received the dining table in Salt Lake City also tipped me. It looked like it was $40. Maybe it was $60. I didn't even look really closely. But again, super nice. It's always just a good feeling on multiple levels when people decide to do something like that. So, and then I found this Planet Fitness, and here I am, and that will be the end of the video for now.